Lunatics, welcome back to the channel. We're doing an unboxing today. As you can see by the sticker, we got a sort of kind of big box, but not the biggest YouTube unboxing and not the biggest 6th Sense unboxing, but a pretty big box unboxing. So that's what we're doing today. Seen some videos lately of the biggest unboxing on YouTube, and I've seen videos of the biggest 6th Sense unboxing. And this isn't one of those. This is just like kind of a big box unboxing. So we're gonna go through and see what's in here. I put this up on my Instagram not too long ago and said, hey, do you guys want to see an unboxing of this? And a lot of people said yes, so here's that video. So enough of this nonsense in the beginning. Let's get into it and let's unbox these baits. Okay, so kids, don't try this at home. I don't want anybody to get hurt and say that it's due to my channel, but we gotta cut this baby open. It's been a while since I ordered all this stuff, so I don't even know exactly what is in here. I know it's good stuff because I bought it. But we're gonna open it up and see what it is. I just don't remember. I wanted to do this sooner, but you know, things happen, and the box has just been sitting in the garage, and I've just been wanting to open it. And as I look in here, the first one is the 6th Sense bait bag, the big one. I've been needing to get more of these. I really like to put my soft plastics and stuff in here. Some of the Shaky heads that you can see maybe right over there, the Divine Shaky heads, I'll leave them in their boxes and put them in here along with the Shaky worm, so it's just one thing that I need to get out of the boat at a time, so that way I'm not looking for the Shaky worm box plus then the Shaky head box and stuff like that, so it makes it a little bit easier to get my stuff out. And then here we got everything packed up nicely in these little velvet bags. I got, I don't know, a bunch of them in here. So we're gonna open up this one first. And we've got Speed Glides and Provoke 106s in here. Provoke 106s, we've got 3 of them in the Ghost Sexified Shad color. This is by far my favorite color. I got 3 of them right here. I can't have enough of these. I don't break off a ton of jerkbaits, but when I do, you definitely want to have that same color. I feel like jerkbaits are one of those things where you need to have the right colors, and I feel like color does matter a lot more on a jerkbait than some other things. So we got 3 of those 6th Sense Provokes, and then we've got 3 Speed Glides in here, and this color is Ghost Bone Minnow. I really like this color. It's got a little bit of green on the top, fades into some blue, and then it's kind of just like a clear color that goes down to like a pearly kind of a chartreuse. Really like this one. These things I hope are gonna catch some fish up at Shasta. They're like the perfect like tournament size. They're not too big, they're not too little. You know, tournament size fish are gonna eat this, because sometimes, especially like at Lake Shasta, there are huge fish in there. There's 13-pound largemouth, you know, 8-9 pound spots in there, but they're hard to come by. So you need a bait that can catch those, and you need a bait that can catch the 2 pounds to 2-pound spots that are out there, because those are the tournament size fish, because a 10, 11, 12-pound bag is gonna go a long way. At least that's what it seems like, because that's the way the tournaments have been going lately. Okay, so we're back with another one of our velvet 6th Sense bags, and we're gonna open this up. It's got plastics in here. I don't remember what's in there, but it's looking like some Divine Shaky worms, which is what it is. Watermelon candy. You cannot go wrong with watermelon candy, Divine Shaky worms. This and green pumpkin are my favorite and my go-to colors. Let's see how many bags of worms we got in here. We got green pumpkin, green pumpkin, green pumpkin, green pumpkin, watermelon candy, watermelon candy, watermelon candy. So I got 4 packs of green pumpkin and I got 4 packs of watermelon candy. Like I said, you cannot beat watermelon candy or green pumpkin. Sometimes I just like to throw a little bit of that flake in there, and that's when that watermelon candy goes into play. And then sometimes I just want to go with just that straight black flake and that green pumpkin colored worm, and that's when I just reach for that one. And then sometimes I'll get like a green pumpkin blue or something like that just to mix it up, just because sometimes I want to throw a different color. But pretty much if you go in my boat, I've got green pumpkin and watermelons and all the plastics that I throw, because most of the water that I fish is clear water. Obviously, if you're down in Florida or if you're down in, you know, areas where there's dirty water, you're gonna want to go more towards those darker, those blacks and blues, maybe some of those chartreuses if you're around the smallmouth and stuff like that. But that's what I'm throwing most of the time in most of the lakes where I fish. Okay, so we got another one of our velvet bags here. These are not hard baits. These are not soft plastics. These are Divine Shaky heads in the 3/8 ounce. I like to throw these in a little bit deeper water. Sometimes if I want to throw a shaky head in the wind, I'll reach for that heavier shaky head. And so I got 1/4 ounce and my 3/8 ounces. I got 4 in the 1/4 ounce and I've got 4 in the 3/8 ounce. And pretty much I'll alternate between the two. I like to throw the 1/4 ounce on a spinning rod and then I'll throw the 3/8 ounce on a casting rod. Depending on the situation will depend on whether I'm using like 10-pound test or 12-pound test on the casting rod. And then depending on the situation, it'll depend on whether I'm using like a 6-pound test with a 1/4 ounce or 8-pound test on the 1/4 ounce. But that's kind of what I'm doing. So if you're watching some of the videos and I'm fishing on the water and I got one of those shaky heads, if I'm using the spinning rod, most often it's going to be a 1/4 ounce, maybe a 3/16 if I'm using like my dual molds one that I make. But if I'm throwing the 3/8 ounce, it's probably going to be on that casting rod. The 3/8 ounce is a little on the heavy side for me when it comes to the spinning rod stuff, and then the 1/4 ounce is a little bit light for me on the casting side of things. Just kind of depends. I'm sure I can get away with it. I'm fishing right on the bank with the casting rod with that 1/4 ounce. Maybe you're on the spawn or something like that when you know the fish are up on the bank and you're going to pitch that 1/4 ounce and you don't want a big splash or something like that and you're fishing it right on the bed or something. But more often than not, that's what I'm doing with those 1/4 ounce and the 3/8 ounce. Okay, so we got some more hard baits in our velvet bag right here. You can use these bags for pretty much anything. I mean, you can't really go wrong with these bags. You can store your baits in them that you have that aren't in the boat or aren't in your tackle box. You can put all kinds of stuff in there. But right here, it looks like we've got some lipless baits. We got a bunch of them. And this color right here, this Cali Craw color, I think is gonna be killer up at the Delta. It's a blackish, reddish, kind of a pearl red with some crawfish lines in it. I really, really like this color. Go check this color out on the 6th Sense site. This is the Quake 70. I'm really liking that color. I've been telling a buddy of mine that fishes the Delta a lot that he needs to check these out. I think they're gonna be a good lipless color. And then we got more Quake 70s, and this is the Chrome Thread Fin. It's got a bluish hue with like a little chartreuse fade maybe in the middle, and then it goes down to like a chromy pearl blue on the bottom. And we got some more of them in here. Let's see, let's get them all out of here. Try to get them out. Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. We got another chrome thread fin, and then we've got some bluegill color ones and bluegill spawn. Bluegill spawn is my favorite bluegill color that 6th Sense makes. They have a lot of good bluegill colors, but bluegill spawn is by far my favorite. I throw the square bills in them. I'll throw the Kerr 55s, I'll throw the C6s, stuff like that. Anything that you're throwing around those bluegill depth ranges, that's when something like the lipless will come in, the bluegill spawn color. I think at the river, if I go out to the Colorado River and throw that lipless out there, I think that bluegill color will do really well out there. Okay, so another one of our bags right here, and we've got some Divine hybrid jigs, 1/2 ounce in Jungle Craw. Jungle Craw is my favorite hybrid jig color. I want to start throwing the hybrid jigs more, and I'm hoping that I can catch some fish up at Shasta on some of these jigs, because in the past for me, the jig fish that I've caught have been some of my better quality fish up there. So I also like to throw a jig, so if I could find a jig pattern like that that's getting a little bit above average fish, I'll be happy. 1/2 ounce and 3/8 ounce hybrid jigs. And jigs are one of those things where you can really never have enough of them, because if you're fishing the jig in the right places, you're going to be breaking them off. So you can never have too many. I also have a handful of 3/4 ounce hybrid jigs, but most of them are the 3/8 and 1/2, but you never know, you might have to go deep. You want that faster fall, and that's when you're gonna go with that 3/4 ounce. But bunch of hybrid jigs in the Jungle Craw color. Okay, so we got more in here. These are some hard baits. I'm not exactly sure what they are, but they're like long and skinny packages. And these are some C15s. Cloud9 C15 in the Crimson Craw. You never know when you just need that red color. Now is the time to start throwing these red crankbaits, red chatterbaits, red lipless baits, because for whatever reason, a lot of times all around the country, red is a very popular color for those fish to be targeting. A couple of years ago, or last year maybe, the Fire Craw jackhammer was like the deal. It sold out. Can't remember if this is the Bassmaster Classic or if it was just a bunch of tournaments that the Fire Craw color did really, really well. But red crankbaits, gotta have them. You just never know when those fish are just gonna key on that red, and you just need that crankbait banging into the ground in that red color, mimicking a crawfish running away or something like that, and getting those fish to bite. Let's get another package out of here in our velvet 6 cents bag. Let's see what we got. Another set of jigs. These are the ball head finesse jigs. I really, really like these. I pretty much get one color, and it's the River Magic. River Magic is my favorite. I've got the 5/16 and the 7/16. I've got 3 of each right here, and I really like these jigs. I've caught smallmouth on them primarily. I know they'll catch largemouth. I know they'll catch some fish up at Shasta. But all this stuff that I'm buying today, none of it is Shasta specific. You can throw these colors and these baits pretty much anywhere in the country and you're gonna be able to catch fish. This brownish color with the green pumpkin, looks like some purple flake in the silicone part of the skirt. These things are gonna catch fish anywhere around the country. You cannot go wrong with a color scheme like this. There's tons of good colors in the ball head finesse jigs, and this one's my favorite, the River Magic. Really, really like that one a lot. Okay, so we're down to our final 2 bags right here of baits. Open up the first one. I think these are hard baits as well. These are some C20s. Let's see what color we got going on. Got some more of the red ones. These are the 20-foot divers, and I think that sometimes those fish are just down deep. Those crawdads are down deep. If you're throwing a jig offshore in that 20-foot range, you can definitely probably try a deep diving crankbait like this. I've been falling in love with the deep diving crankbaits lately. I think that when we first started fishing those, I think we thought that they were just big fish baits, and I do think that they catch big fish, but I think you can catch smaller fish than you would think. Even though that crankbait's really, really big, I think you're just a slightly above average fish. I don't think it's gonna catch rats by any means because they are big crankbaits, but I think that you'd be surprised at they're gonna catch your tournament size fish and above. You can catch giants on these big crankbaits, but I think it's gonna weed through your really, really small fish. So your bites might go down, number of bites, but your quality is gonna probably increase with those bigger baits, which is good when you're fishing tournaments, obviously. And then now we've got some C25s, and we got them in the Wild Shad. Wild Shad is my favorite shad imitation. You really just can't beat this color anywhere from stained water to dirty, or to clear water, I mean. This is my favorite color. This one and threadfin shad are really, really good shad imitation colors. 6 Sense has a ton of good colors, but I've been gravitating towards the Wild Shad and the threadfin shad for sure. Those are my go-to colors. But I can't have enough of the C25s, because when I'm fishing the crankbait down in that 25-foot depth range, I end up losing a bunch of baits. So I like to have a bunch on hand because I hate, going to buy them and then being out of stock or something like that. So I like to stock up. So when they're in stock, I'm buying some, and you probably should too. If you like to throw big crankbaits down in deep water, you're gonna lose them, because if you're not losing crankbaits ever, you're not fishing them in the right areas. Because pretty much anything in fishing, if you're not occasionally losing a bait, you're not fishing around the structure. You're not fishing around good enough structure. If you're not snagging a jig every once in a while, snagging a drop shot, or snagging a crankbait, or snagging a spinnerbait or something, you're just not fishing around the cover. So that's something to keep in mind. You don't want to get snagged every single cast or anything like that, but you need to be banging into stuff when you're fishing, because that's where the fish are. So C25s, good bait. learned how to fish this a lot better this past summer, and I think you should get some for yourself and give them a shot if you haven't already. Well, as you can see, I got quite the mess behind me. I've been getting ready for Shasta, been making some baits with my dual molds, been getting everything ready to go. I've got other tackle in a box over here. I got some other tackle on the other end of the bench over there. And after this video, I'm gonna be getting in the boat, gonna be putting some of this tackle that we opened up right now into the boat, organizing things to bring extras and some bins and stuff like that. So I just need to get everything organized in here to then be organized outside in the boat. But I hope you enjoyed watching me get this stuff out of the boxes. Hopefully it kind of got you to thinking about some different baits that you need to try, some different colors that you need to get in your box, stuff like that. All those jigs that I opened, those are going to be great to be paired up with the prawn and the stroker cross. I got plenty of those, so I didn't need to order any of those in this last order. But those are some go-to trailers for sure. On the Finesse jigs, the ball head Finesse jigs, I will modify the prawn or the stroker craw depending on what I'm using, just to make it a little bit smaller, to have a more compact profile on those baits. And I've done a video on how I do that, so check that out. But that's it, guys. I got work to do. I got to get out on the boat. I got to get some stuff ready to go out of town at the end of next week. So I hope you enjoyed watching this unboxing. It wasn't the biggest YouTube unboxing, wasn't the smallest YouTube unboxing, wasn't the biggest 6 cents unboxing either. And but it's a kind of a big box with kind of a lot of tackle unboxing. That's what I want to call it. And I'm not really throwing hate anywhere by doing that. I've just noticed it, and I've noticed people over time really doing the biggest YouTube this, the biggest YouTube that, and I just saw a couple of them recently, but I just thought I'd poke a little fun. I'm just having a good time with it. But that's it, guys. I hope you check out some other videos, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time. See ya!